Indeed, indeed. And we transition
Yes.
indubitably. Yes.
Indubitably, we transition into the
Indubitably.
transitions.
Yes, we are. We are in front of people's faces now. Hello. Hello.
Oh, hello,
Hello.
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 We are here
How's it
again.
going?
We gather.
We gather on this lovely Sunday evening to talk about
Oh,
RC trucks and such and
and
all the
just say hello
things
to our
and to
friends.
say hello to you.
I mean, we
Hello,
already got
you.
a list here, dude.
We
I got a
do.
list already announced off. Mike Bird coming in on first every
Always.
time.
Always.
Mike Bird. And
Although
then we
Kenny
got,
is a good contender for that first
oh,
comment for
Mr.
sure.
Henny
Henny
Rodriguez is always
Rodriguez.
in
Hello,
training.
hello. Jalopy Garage. What's up?
Hello, Dan RC man.
Dan's up
And then
up in here as well with us. Hello.
Yo Yo Mountain
We got
Dragon Ryan
we got Jason here. Sup 816.
and my lovely wife.
Well, hello, hello. Man, it's a full house already.
Yep,
Cheers.
all the cool people are
Ah, how's everyone doing on this lovely Sunday evening? Hopefully you're all doing well. I'm tired. It's been a long week. Feel like you catch me
You're telling
Sunday.
me.
You catch me Sunday in the afternoon or Sunday at noon, and I'm good. I'm still going. I still have the energy. But Sunday at the end of the day, man, I'm resigned. This week's done. It's fully done. Like we're
Since
putting the
since
bow
we
on it,
la
tying it
yeah,
up.
since we last saw each other, Alec, yeah, all I've done is work.
Yeah, nope. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been the same for me. Although,
Yeah, every day.
did you have to work on Monday?
I had to work on Monday, and I had to work today, and I had to work yesterday.
Yeah, there's
Always fun.
something about getting that 3-day weekend that just makes life a little bit easier. Although this week I don't even think I told you this before we started the show. I got
What?
food poisoning. I don't know if I told you that before, like earlier in the week, but yeah, on Sunday night I ordered Indian food, and by
Oh,
Monday midday I was having a bad time. And then it kind of passed, and I thought, oh, that was weird. I don't know what that was about. And then I ate more of my Indian food, of course, as you do. And then by Monday night, I was wrecked, just absolutely wrecked. Um, yeah, it was bad. I was wrecked for pretty much the whole week. I've never gotten food poisoning that bad before. This was the first time, I think, ever. I'm pretty sure this was the first time ever that I have considered whether or not I was going to get a video out for the Friday upload. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I didn't have the energy to get out of my bed or out of my bathroom in this
Alec,
case. It was bad.
take care of your body, bud. You've been sick a lot.
It was dude, you know what's funny? My mom said that today.
The old mom, huh?
But I've been taking such good care. It's really upsetting because I really have been focused on my health lately. I've been eating better, I've been
That's the thing. You were
exercising.
eating better, and then you decided to gorge on some Indian food and die.
It's trustworthy Indian food. I've been there before. I'm not gonna name drop it here. Yeah, we won't name drop it here because it's close to my house. But yeah, it's upsetting nonetheless.
What did I do this week? I worked. I 3D printed a bunch of stuff for some friends. Kind of trying to
Nice.
get projects done. You know me. I am always 3D printing for some random person. I think I just made a bunch of stuff for some guy in Canada. I
Hmm.
don't know. Yeah,
All
that was
right.
very random message on
Why not?
Instagram.
Yeah.
Wow, he wanted a couple skid plates and stuff. Um, what else have I done? Yeah, I was really trying to finish up some 3D prints for one of the nice ladies at the hobby shop.
Oh, nice, nice.
Making a little cage for her. And oh, these are some. Okay, we'll just since we're already into this 3D printing talk, 3D prints of the week, bud.
Well, we are now, I guess.
This is part of our friend Cletus's little package. He already picked up most of it, but I had to reprint this, so I thought I would show it. This is
Ooh,
a
nice.
radiator
Very nice.
for an FJ,
Very, very nice.
and this
You
is
got a little
for
fan for it or something?
yeah, it's
Huh.
for I think it's called the ZYJ package for the Phoenix actually.
Oh, interesting.
And then this is another piece for it, another I think
Little intercool, little
radiator or something,
radiator, or
intercooler.
it's a transmission cooler, I think.
Yeah, transmission cooler. But all the rest of the pieces he already has. I just printed these wrong. The supports weren't in the right place.
Ew, gotta hate that.
And yeah, actually they were integrated through the whole thing and it looked like trash.
Hmm. Well, I need to
But,
reprint my Harley cage because I broke the seat mount off of the cage.
you know, that
It's
I
those
have
little
found
tabs,
it's
and
really weak if unless you just do high infill.
yeah, but I was really
What
trying to
infill
get a.
did you do?
I think I did around 50
Yeah. So I would almost I have found you almost have to go upwards of 70 to 80 and the
to get
tabs
those
he's talking
tabs.
about on these
Yeah,
guys is this
and
right
those are
here.
actually thicker than the ones that come on the.
But you got to think right here where it's not filled in, that's a weak point
Sure, sure.
cuz like that's the hollow point where it should be solid right here when you do your infill.
What's interesting is that mine stayed completely um, connected to the seat, and it just snapped off right at the very ledge where it connects to the actual cage itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is that
Oh,
since that part right there goes hollow through the whole thing,
right,
it goes hollow through your tube and then hollow to the mounts right there.
right,
Basically, um, the weak point is actually
right
right
at the
there,
top, almost like
right at
it's
the top.
welded.
If it was thick and solid right there instead of having infill,
If it went all the way around, almost as if it was like a cuff around the cage
yeah,
instead of, but then it wouldn't look as good. It looks so
yeah,
sleek and nice. That's unfortunate. That's a kind of almost unavoidable design flaw when you're trying to attach one piece to another with 3D printing. You gotta like
but also, did you do it in the PLA or the
it was the
PLA
PLA
plus?
plus. It was the PLA
Okay,
plus. Yeah.
all right, all right.
Yeah, I thought I don't know. I was hoping for a little bit longer. I got a week out of it. That was it. And
Well,
it
our
broke in
weeks
the
are some.
dumbest way too. I was like setting it down, and I like fumbled as I was setting it down, and then I kind of punched
Oh,
it.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
Um, did you print anything this week?
I didn't print anything, but I kind of just like finished a bunch. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. I printed stuff towards the end of last week, and then really it was just like putting those pieces together. So like I finally took the black and the red prints that I had and put them together. So I have a bunch of these
Oh,
fire
nice.
extinguishers now. I really like these fire extinguishers. I think these are my favorite design when it comes to
Yeah,
like Thingiverse fire extinguishers. I just think it's
you'll have to
clean.
trade me a couple.
Yeah, for sure. I've got plenty of them sitting here on the desk. But yeah, no, it's just a bunch of like fixing. I actually don't have the jack stands. Like I finished up the jack stands and finally put those together, assembled those. So I love that. That's one I wish I had it on the desk, but yeah, no, they're downstairs. Those jack stands are like my favorite design. The fully functional jack stands where it's like got the
Yeah,
little
you've
notching.
talked, you've hyped him up a couple
Yeah,
times.
yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's like Cameron's little thing that he printed where it's like a functional print straight off the bed. It's just
Oh,
satisfying when you can print things with a 3D printer that are that functional. It's so satisfying. What budget friendly yet quality worthy 3D printer would you recommend? I mean, that's a
we're
broad question, right? And
we're
it depends.
biased.
Yeah, it depends on what type of 3D printing you're trying to do. But for us, we have gone down the filament road instead of like the what is that? The
Uh,
resin printing.
resin printing.
We haven't really gotten into resin printing at all. But if you're talking about filament printers, the Enders, that new one that Cameron got's pretty nice too. But you're spending a little bit more. The ones that we both run are the Ender 3 V2s, which you can now get for super cheap.
Are they
Relative,
getting even cheaper?
yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't looked at it in the last?
I want to say the last time I saw them on Amazon, and that's where I buy all my 3D printing stuff because Creality has a pretty good store there. Last time I think it was for everything 270.
Wow, is that real? Okay. No, yeah, this is the V2. Wow. So straight off of their website, I can get a Ender 3 V2 right now for $209.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I guess I should have waited a little for my second one.
Oh, and they also have the flexible PEI build plate, which is kind of cool too. That's what.
Oh, it's the one that Cameron has. That's a
Yeah, the
it's a
PEI
pretty
build
neat
plate is
plate.
pretty nice.
Because with all my printers, with my V2s, is I use this stuff called bed weld.
And you
The
just
stuff
use
I
the standard glass bed that comes stock on it, right?
Yeah, and you just clean it off with alcohol, spread some of that glue stick stuff on. It comes on just like a kind of like a paint marker in a way,
Right.
and you heat up your bed to 60 degrees, and basically it welds any filament like ABS, PETG, PLA, and TPU. It gives it a really good solid weld to your bed, and it prevents warping. And
Right.
also, when your bed cools, it makes it so PETG and ABS, something that really sticks on your bed really hard, makes it so it pops off just like PLA. Really easy.
Right.
Just a little wedge with a putty knife or even something like, a plastic putty knife. Pop it right off. It's really easy.
Yeah, but that's I mean that's kind of the rabbit hole we've gone down is the enders, and it just kind of depends on what your budget is. If you're looking for real budget friendly, that you can't really I don't think you can really beat that $209 right now. That's a pretty dang good deal, and it's still a reasonably good printer. They're
And
coming out with new ones. I don't know if they've launched that newest one yet. Was that the 5?
I think Ender 5's out. I want to say it's Ender 5 S1, as I think the one you're talking about.
It is out.
The
Yes. And that one's
but
579. So I mean, that's probably why the V2 has gone down so much in price. It's just
Yep.
because it's
But I mean, also you're only looking at a roll of filament, guys, for about $30. So you're printing, and a roll of filament lasts a while.
right.
Depends on how much crazy you print, but if you're printing small little stuff for the kitties and things like that, it will last
It's gonna
forever.
yeah,
If
a
you're
kilogram
going
of
hard,
plastic. It's a lot of
if
plastic.
if you're going hard and you're printing like every single day, sometimes like me, it disappears very quick.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're well like okay, so this stems into the thing that I want to print next is I don't think I brought it up last week, although I'm not sure if I did, the ski ride. I know I've told you about it, but I want to print a ski ride. Those things are
Okay,
freaking sweet.
show the picture. I heard about it, I
All
don't
right,
know,
hold on.
for about 4 or 5 hours coming back from St. George,
Oh,
whispering in
you
my
did not.
ear.
You did not.
Dude, that's all you talked about the whole way back.
Oh, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish Cameron was on here so he could second this.
I get excited about things, It's just the way it goes sometimes.
But yeah. Um Last week's trip was really fun. I know we're kind of fading into that really slowly. We've been hinting.
Right, right. Okay. This right here. This
Okay.
is the ski ride. This is actually the ski ride 2, the version 2 that just was just released. But look at this. Look at how much detail. Look at all. This was all hand designed by this guy. Okay, what's his name? Build It Better. And I can't remember the original guy who did the original ski ride design, but I'll have to find him, and I'll link to the original ski ride down in the description too. But these things are freaking sweet, man. And it's so like it's such
Is
a
it how big is it? Is it 1/10 scale?
it's like 1/6 scale. They're pretty big.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember.
So technically, knowing you could ride it then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But no, I mean uh they just you just need a motor and a steering servo and I guess a receiver hypothetically and an ESC for your motor. But you know,
Oh, all of the stuff.
yeah. It's
All the
basically
stuff that you need to make work anyway.
yeah. But it's so, I mean, you know, we do it already. We have so many, like, stock. I have so many stock parts laying around that I'm not going to do anything else with them. But look, you could put it in a ski ride. And then you're not wasting parts, you know? You're putting them to a good use. That's my thought, at least. I don't know.
No, they look cool. I mean, I saw the pictures and I was like, something different.
All right, we'll go back to the talking head. I don't need to look at my ski ride all night. But that is the next thing that I want to print. Those things are cool.
After your Capra treads.
Well, see, but that's the thing is like why would I even want to print treads if I could just print a whole ass snowmobile?
Because Capra treads on your buggy would look cool.
Okay, it would be cool, but still, a whole ass snowmobile.
Okay, well,
we'll see how it goes. It's $20 and I haven't bought the files yet, and I the Thingiverse Capra ones I already have downloaded, and they're already on the thumb drive. So maybe that will happen this week. Who knows? Who knows? Jalopy Garage, we will get you some jack stands. Would like to make some bodies and just scale items. So bodies is going to be a tough one for sure. It is doable, but printing bodies takes a lot of time, and if you're doing all the finish work to make it look like a seriously legit body, it's gonna like a not 3D printed body. You're gonna put a lot of finish work into it as well. But not to say you can't do it.
Not to say you can't do it, but then we got people like 816 Garage.
Yeah, Jace can tell you about the finish work that it takes to get a 3D printed body looking legit. But he's done it. It's pretty. I'm excited to see that build.
If you guys haven't been following him on Instagram, 816 Garage on Instagram, the guy kills it.
Yeah.
One of our good friends named Jace, and his new, I'm just gonna call it War Rig, is something else.
I'm excited to see that one on the rocks. Slut Crawler's in the chat. Hello.
Oh, dropping on in the T-Man.
T creeping on in here. But yeah, so that the Slut Crawlers being in the chat actually is a perfect segue into what you were touching on there for just a moment before I derailed us with snowmobiles.
Snowmobiles.
But
our voyage
the voyage. Yes.
The voyage down to the southern Holy Land.
To the not 20-degree weather. It's
just down to the sandstone.
I think we hit a high of 28 today up here.
Yeah. It was like a high of 61.
25.
Day, but,
we hit a high of 25 up here today.
Anyways, it was our Slut Crawlers Sand Hollow Takeover. We did one last year with all the fellas, and then this year a bunch of people were invited, and it was a good little camp out. We had all our wagons in a nice little circle in our campground.
Yep, we kind of wussed out on the environment this time, and we went with the trailer camping. Even us, we're not. Yes. You and I are not known to be trailer campers.
No, we're always the ones that are camping,
sticking it out. It doesn't even matter if the weather's.
Oh, it's so cold, everyone. We're like, it's fine. I'm in a tent.
As long as you have a good sleeping bag, that's all you need. But no, it was chilly this last weekend we were down there. It was chilly and the traction was very limited. I think compared to last year, I think we look at last year's Sand Hollow Takeover with kind of rose-colored glasses because I don't think there was very much traction when we were down there last year around this time either.
There was plenty of traction.
Was there more traction last year than there was this year?
Beautiful days.
I mean, I know they were bluebird days. They were
That's the other
nice.
thing. So what happened, guys, is we were down there. Um, the previous probably 2 days before of it, it had been raining a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
And what happened is sandstone is very porous. It basically doesn't let the water just dry right up. And so even days later, we were riding on sandstone, and also all the sand got washed down. Wasn't the greatest traction,
Yeah.
but it was way fun.
It
I
was a
was
great
with all
time.
my I was with all my friends. On the way down, Cameron and I had a good time teasing Alec because he was
Yeah.
busy on the phone the whole time. It was pretty funny. We like to throw things at him and basically say mean
Hours
things
of
that he
being
doesn't even
tortured.
hear. It was hilarious because Cameron's an older guy than me, and we were just teasing this young chap that we know and love.
I felt like the one in the family that hasn't retired yet. Like everyone else is like all just, happy go lucky, enjoying their time, and then I'm over there like stressing out about work and dealing with all sorts of BS. No, if I were to do it again, I would have just taken the day off, but it was fine. It was fine. It was
It's all
good.
right. Yeah, taking care of business,
Take
bud.
care of business. It was good. It was good.
But
No, I thought it was really enjoyable. It was definitely, um, well, so I was glad that the weather held out because it did end up getting crappy right at the very end of our weekend, which it could have been crappy the whole weekend, but it was
sure.
reasonable. The weather was nice. I mean, freaking Kyle was wearing shorts most of the time we were down there, and like
Luke was wearing shorts until I gave him crap about it enough times.
no, I thought that the weather was. I mean, it wasn't hot days by any means, but it was enjoyable, especially for the guys up north that have gotten used to 30-degree days.
Yeah.
Who've
No,
who
it was a
have
great
like
time.
30-degree days are hoodie is like hoodie weather for us now, and we get down there and it's like, you know, mid 50s. We're shedding layers left and right.
Well, I only had a couple layers. I think Alec had like 12 on at a time. So he was
At
just
the
like,
most, well, are you adding top layers and bottom layers together? Because that's not how that works.
I love how he has to check. Are you adding both? Because you might be right if it's both.
Okay. Thermal shirt, t-shirt, hoodie, second hoodie. That was most of the time.
Well,
Sometimes added a
there's a
puffy.
most of the time. Most
Sometimes
of the time.
added a puffy. Sometimes. So at most 5 layers on the top. But if you're counting that plus my bottom layers, which sometimes I had a pair of thermal underwear and then another pair of thermal underwear and then pants and socks. So that's 4. So if you're counting
And
those together,
coveralls.
that's 10.
And coveralls.
At one time, I wore coveralls. You wear coveralls when it's getting shitty outside. But I wasn't wearing pants under my coveralls.
anyways, Mister, we don't have to talk about your layering
I'm
system
just
at
saying.
this time.
I'm just saying. You gonna throw shots like that at my layering system? I got a good ass layering system.
Yes, he does. Alec is always
I'm
warm most of
comfortable
the time.
all the time. All the time. Until I'm carrying like 6 layers around with me down the trail, and then sometimes it gets a little bit uncomfortable. But other than that,
And
it's
I've
fine.
seen that before.
I'm pretty good at wearing them all over my waist, and you got like tie the sweater around like a rich
Yeah, you
person.
look like a great tennis dad.
Hey man, when you gotta shed layers, you gotta shed layers.
But no, we went out there. We met up with a bunch of Rock Pirates boys, the Bone Box boys, a couple other friends,
Yeah, that was fun. I've
and
spent
it was
time crawling with the Rock Pirates guys, but not the Bone Box guys, so it was cool to crawl with
yep,
them.
Bone Box guys, chill dudes. Nothing like a good time where you can just say whatever you want, you know, drop some f bombs and no one cares. There's sometimes when you're out crawling with some people and you're having too good of a time, then they give you a weird look, and you're like, "Hey, I'm having a good time here, and you should be doing the same."
Yeah, no, I think it was a good group of people. I think everyone was pretty Uh, it was pretty chill. It was a chill crowd. Um,
But we went to what was the first one? I think was it Babylon?
no, it was not Babylon. I don't know what that trail is
No, it's
called. Oh,
Reactor. Was it?
no.
Thought I was
It's
close.
declined.
Decline.
The first
Yes.
one that we went on is declined, and that's Deklined. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that trail is aptly named because it's a full size buggy trail that will decline full size buggies all day long. It's got a bunch of nasty obstacles on it, and it's really fun to RC crawl on. It's not particularly accessible for like a regular car or anything like that. You would need a truck because
Yep.
it's actually kind of deep in the actual park of Sand Hollow. But not deep in the park, but you have to go along the fence line. There's no way back to it besides going along the fence line, and you're not going to do that in a normal car. You got to be doing that in a truck. So it's unlike the water towers spot, the mousetrap area. It is not accessible by car. But a lot of really good crawling over there. I think everyone really enjoyed themselves in that first little section. I would say Declined has a lot more. Hmm. I feel like there are less V notches and stuff like that are RC sized V notches over in
Yep.
the decline spot. It's more like really gnarly ascents and descents that are more full size, so there's not as much like V notch action for RC crawlers. So I think that it's a good place. It's probably a good place to shake down like your side hilling ability and your climbing ability, but not as much in terms of like there's not as much in terms of like technical V notches, which is what Sand Hollow I think is probably pretty well known for, or at least like the people who have
Places
watched
where we go.
yeah, people who have watched Logan's videos or my videos or Desert RC Cameron's videos of that area. They're all like V notches and all sorts of technical cracks.
Nothing like hitting some crack.
And I think Declined has a little bit less of that, but it's still a really good spot and it's a fun kind of warm up area. And we just did that in the morning, right? And then we hit a different spot in the afternoon that first day, right?
Yeah, the first day we hit that up and then we left. I think we had some lunch and then I think you guys just went out for the night crawl after that.
Well, I think it was because we had to take a little bit of time to charge some batteries back up. St. George RC, what's up? How's it going? Um, yeah, I think we just ended up doing the night crawl, which that night was the marina area over by the marina, and that rock is pretty decent. It's actually surprisingly pretty high traction for being so close to the water. You wouldn't expect it. I mean, it's all kind of the same sandstone type of rock, but for some reason that rock seemed to stay a little bit cleaner through
Yeah.
the storms and stuff. Like it doesn't get as much sand blown onto it. And so I think it was a little bit even higher traction maybe than the stuff in the main park. So everyone
Huh.
really enjoyed themselves. Unfortunately, well, the first, did we do a night crawl that very first night when we got there?
No,
Yeah, no, was
not.
it was the next night? It was so
It was the
that's the one
next
I'm
night.
thinking of where that and so that if that's the case, I took the Bronco out that night.
Yeah, you took the Bronco and I took the bottom bunk and fell asleep.
Well, yeah,
Basically at
because
the
that
end
was
of the night.
Thursday, and that was Thursday live stream night. We did night crawl Thursday.
Oh, you did?
That you're talking about Thursday night, which is the night we got there, and that was the night I took the Bronco out. So Friday night we didn't. I didn't take the Bronco out. I took the Class 2 rig out, and I was sorely disappointed by my NSD RC servo. Um, yeah, it let me down. I have really not put that servo through that much of that much abuse. The one that's in the
See,
comp rig, especially because it really hasn't run that much. If the one in the Phoenix were to give out on me, okay, that makes sense. It's been through an ultra 5K run and countless like just absolutely gnarly lines that truck shouldn't be on, and that truck is heavy. But on the comp rig, it's been like 6 months of like very light use. It was like the tail end of the comp season that I put it on. And I mean, yeah, sure, I put my comp truck in a bind, but not that much. Like, I don't.
It's the V2, isn't it?
Oh, we got it.
It's the RS 700 V2, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm gonna adjust this really quick. I just realized I've got.
And basically, I think I know which one he's talking about. I
There
have
we go.
also had to start down the warranty train with one of the same servos. I was just asking you if it was the RS 700 V2, correct?
800 V2.
800.
Yeah,
Yes.
800 V2.
Uh,
Yeah.
I have one of those too, and I'm warranting it. Same thing. It wasn't in my comp rig that long, but it was in Ron.
I don't.
So
What
my
did it just
10-2's a little
completely
heavier.
give out? Because for mine, it was interesting. It was almost like it was making like ghost movements. So like
I
sometimes it
didn't.
would be fine, and then it would just like go off on its own direction, do its
I
own
didn't
thing,
go
and
ghost
then like
movements. Mine just died. It
just
would move
completely died.
one way and it would not move back the other way. It was
Hmm.
so toast.
Hmm.
So I have just been caught up in the holidays before that, and I started the warranty process. I just need to
They're
set my
really good
new.
about their warranty process. I will say. I've dealt with maybe that's not a great thing that I have already had to deal with their warranty process before. But I will say the previous time I dealt with their warranty service, actually, no, let me back that up. Scumbag has to come in with the Shift RC comment, of course. But
Of course, he's there.
I love Shift. The Shift, what is it? The GT3, the non-direct power. That's a super high torque non-direct power. That's in the Bronco. I absolutely love it. The Mamba X does a great job of powering that servo, and that servo is badass. I definitely enjoy that one a lot. But that being said, I like NSD servos too. I've had a reasonable time with them. The first time that I had to deal with their warranty service, it wasn't even their fault, it was my fault. I left a battery plugged in, and it's a direct power servo. I left it plugged in for uh, 8+ hours, and then the next day I woke up and the servo stopped working. That's not NSD's fault. That's totally my fault. But they still replaced the servo for me, which is probably not a great. It's not always going to happen that way, but I kind of sweet talked them into it. But they were really nice about it, and they were like, their service department was, or their warranty department, or maybe it's just the same guy, I don't know. But they were super, super nice about it, and they got me taken care of. And yeah, so I have nothing but good things to say about their service, their customer service. Quality wise, generally speaking, I mean, I have them in. I have them
I
in
think.
5 of my rigs now. 4 of my rigs?
Oh, wow, look at
I have them
you.
in 4 of my rigs. And I've only had, for how many I've used, only having 2 failures. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it seems decent. And the servos were fucking badass. So
The other thing about it, man, is we go out a lot. When we
we go
use
out a
our
lot.
trucks,
Yeah.
we go out. And the other thing about it is a lot of these servos guys that were frying up and killing, I have done the meanest things to my trucks.
Oh, for
I have
sure.
shoved them up the meanest cracks and done lines that, we went down to that red, what was it, Red Sands? The one over by Leeds that we went down south one
Red
time.
Cliffs. Red Cliffs.
Red Cliffs. When we went
Conservation
down to
area.
the
Yeah,
Red
that's a good
Cliffs,
one.
I did a crack through there that Logan had been trying to do for a while, and I sent Ron right through it, and Scumbag RC was standing right behind me, and I was just beating my servo up. It wasn't. It wasn't the 800 V2. It was the Shift RC, but definitely I was putting some strain on it, and I put some mean stuff harm on my trucks.
The fact that we strip Vanquish servo horns, and like we'll strip, like, over the life of one of our servos, we'll strip like several servo horns. That
Yes.
tells you how hard of a life those servos live. Like, they do not live easy lives by any means.
I'll tell you right now, I am on the hunt of the ultimate servo horn because I have gone through every kind. When I was down there, I literally snapped a Reefs RC servo horn in half.
Jeez, that's
I'm
gnarly.
not even
Oh
kidding you.
yeah, I saw
The
that.
whole thing was just dink.
Yeah, I.
It was
You
a
know,
smaller one. It wasn't their beefiest
I was
one.
gonna say when I saw that, I was kind of unimpressed with the build quality of that Reefs servo horn. I expected a little bit more.
Like I said, it was a smaller one. I do have a beefier one of theirs that I was thinking about put on. To tell you the what I put on there was the kind was it? It was a Protec. These
Oh,
Protec servo horns I am actually impressed by
really?
because I've sent a couple of these Protec servo horns through like the 5Ks and
Right.
they did fine. I've
Wow.
never had one
I'm gonna
basically
have to
strip
try one
on
of
me,
those out.
and they're cheap. I think for my local hardware, my local hobby store, I paid only $12.
Wow. Huh. I'll definitely have to check those out. It's not as good as the it's not as good as the Vanquish deal was that they were doing, but it's probably cheaper than a standard Vanquish one, right? $12.
Yes,
How much is a Vanquish horn normally?
I would at least say 20, 25, something
Oh,
like
I
that.
thought it was like 18.
Maybe I don't know.
Somewhere
Apparently,
around
you
there.
get hooked up more than I do. I just get overpriced, and they just charge me an extra 10% every time. No, I'm just kidding. We want to say hi to Jen. She says, "What up, Alec?"
Oh yeah, that was
Uh,
St. George. Yeah, St. George RC.
there we go. And
Scumbag saying that he's
loving my
broke
cheap.
2 reefs.
Jalopy is saying, "Love my cheap 500B so far. 4 months of me driving it. It was like 12 months to anyone else."
The 500B I've heard good things about.
Yep.
Same with the XB, the Shift XB. Both of those like budget options seem to be really good. I think servos in general have just come a really long ways from
Oh yeah.
even 5 years ago. So
I was just listening to another of those streams of, or I think it was a Harley News last week when he was talking about how 4 or 5 years ago, 400 ounces of torque was just outstanding.
it was
They
just
couldn't even
insane.
move.
Yeah,
Insane. Now, if
that's the
I,
low end of the spectrum.
that's like the low end. If I don't
Yeah,
got no 400 ounces, I ain't even gonna think about buying
it's
that servo.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely crazy
Plus,
that
I
that
like the
we're like,
speed.
oh,
That's a big
800,
thing with
eight
me.
hundred ounce inches of torque. Holy shit.
I think anything above 600, you're fine, and as long as it's fast after that.
Yeah.
As long as you have some good fast, because I like walking my rigs over. I like having fast reaction if I need to hook on a rock and catch something. I hate when you're falling and your servo's not moving fast enough.
Yeah. No, this to kind of go along with your same thoughts there with Sand Hollow. It was a ton of fun, but it was definitely low traction. I personally enjoyed driving the C3, the RC Speedy C3 chassis around the most because I could just throw a 4S battery in it and just throttle around and just find like loose sand and kick up loose sand. It was just fun. But I
Yeah.
wasn't like looking for hard lines necessarily, which I don't know. It was hard because all those guys had come down from California or come up from California, come across from California. And they were there to hit hard lines. That's what they do. They've got all their comp rigs and they take it super seriously, hitting all the hard lines. And it just wasn't the weekend to be hitting hard lines, in my opinion. It was just all kind of really low traction, really difficult. I mean, it makes it more difficult and more fun and kind of more, it feels like more of a success or more of an achievement when you do get one of those hard lines when it's low traction like that. But I was just enjoying kind of, I don't know, throttling around in the ultra buggy and shooting rocks everywhere.
the, the the whole thing about it is that there was not good traction. There was a lot of people doing random, little places
Yeah.
because there's not so much. We were doing so much trails, so there was a lot of people over here, a lot of people over there. But the thing about it it was everyone had their own little group and everyone was chatting away talking about RC.
Yeah, it was fun. That is always a
That's
good
one
time
of the
to,
best parts
and
about
just
RC.
bouncing from group to group, because that's kind of what I ended up doing a lot of the time. It was really fun to get perspectives, all these different perspectives from people who they build differently. They have different styles in terms of like what they want their truck to look like, but not just how they want it to look, how they want it to perform, and how they're going to achieve that performance. Like, you had groups of guys that were running their buggies, you had groups of guys that were running their Rock Pirates rigs, you had groups of guys that were just kind of running like C channel randomness. That was mostly like the slut crawlers.
Yeah, and then you got me running around with a Mog slash Sherpa,
Right.
just
The
doing
Sherpa
lines and
Mog.
like that thing's doing nuts. What kind of Mog's that? I'm like, it's not a Mog.
It's not really a Mog anymore. It looks like a
It's
Mog, but it's
a
not a
shell
Mog.
of a Mog.
But no, I definitely enjoyed that and getting different perspectives on crawling a lot of the same lines. Ray, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. The Three Brothers G13 Pro is definitely not a budget servo, but a badass servo nonetheless.
Well, I would still say it's a budget servo. It's only $100.
Is it really only $100?
$99, bud.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And
Although,
it's 4S rated,
wow.
mister. Oh, did I just change your whole view?
What I'm gonna have to look at the specs of that one again. Like, how does that compare to where would it fit in terms of like versus the NSD line? Like, would it kind of compare to like a RS 700?
I think it would be more like a 700. I only have it on 3S right now. It's not as fast as definitely as my G14,
Right,
but it definitely has the power in it.
right.
The but I also have not run it in 4S. I heard in 4S it's crazy.
Hmm. No,
Definitely a
I'm
little
definitely trying to
faster.
convert the fleet over to. Oh, he's scumbag saying it's equivalent to the 800 V2. Interesting.
Maybe.
I'd have to look at
Huh.
the specs. I'll have to look at them again. But Jen is asking, Jen, who's actually St. George RC. I'm just going to call you St. George RC. It's easier. St. George RC is asking, how do you like the new moon buggy? He's referring to the R2. Freaking love the R2. It's super fun. I think just having a buggy on cut and shuts in general is like a huge step forward. I think doing like slightly taller tires on the buggy. I think even doing that on the Capra would have made a huge difference. But switching from the Capra to an R2, I saw a comment on Facebook either today or yesterday where someone was saying that switching to a metal chassis from a plastic chassis is kind of like tube chassis in particular is it's like switching from an SCX10 to an SCX6. It's not it's really hard to compare. Like it's a completely different like feeling because it weighs so much more and
Yeah.
because of the way that it places the weight, it feels a lot different. But no, it's really fun and I enjoy the kind of uh the realism, I guess, the realistic aspect of it, both in the way that it looks when you take photos and videos of it, but also just in the way that it acts. And I was noticing that even, and I should have made a note of that in the video that I made for the R2 first, the build and first drive. But it even when we were out at Blackrock the first day that I was playing around with it, I think I told you and I told Cameron for sure that like it does everything so much more slowly that it's not necessarily that it's more predictable, although I would say it could potentially be considered more predictable in terms of how it reacts. But it's just so much slower because that weight is behind all of that movement. Like when it starts to peel off of the wall, I feel like you can see it happening in slow motion and you can stop it from happening
Yep.
versus with a lighter rig, it happens so fast. With my C2 rig, it's not even a super light rig, but it's light enough that things take me by surprise a little bit more. I don't know.
No, I hear what you're saying. I watched you guys all buggied up that whole weekend. There was about what 5 or 6 of you have buggies.
Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah, buggy crew. And no, it was really fun to watch what you guys were doing. And with the weight, you guys had a little more traction sometimes than I
Yeah.
think some of us. It really helped when you were wedging yourself in some lines. It didn't buck you guys as hard out of a crack.
Yeah.
You're able to kind of like lay in the line a little better.
Well, and that's
So
something that Cameron and I were talking about with full size rigs. Like the sand on the rock really doesn't affect full size rigs nearly the same way that it impacts RC trucks, because it just there's something about the weight of a full size rig just kind of makes it negligible. Like the sand, it's almost like the sand isn't there. It doesn't matter how much sand's on the rock unless the sand is like fully covering the treads of the full size vehicle, and even then it still will climb over stuff that you would never expect an RC truck to climb over if it's sandy. And I think it's just a function purely of weight. So yeah, I think you're totally right when you say the weight helps a lot.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're just
Um,
pressing the sand into the rock rather than like
when I
sliding
was
on it.
taking out when I was taking out my 10-2 Ron, I still was able to hit a couple lines for sure before I decided to snap the servo horn in half.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
unfortunate.
let's go back a little. Hello, is it Jarrell?
Where are you looking? Oh, Jarrell. Hello from West Jordan. How you doing?
Yeah, Jarrell.
Um,
West Jordan there. Scumbag, look at that. The G13 Pro, 1,000 ounces of torque for $100.
yeah, that's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive.
4S rated, bud. And they look good.
Yeah, they're pretty nice looking servos. RS800 V2 for the win, definitely. Besides now having one completely die on me and one die on me totally because of my own fault, but the
Well,
one that
one only really died on you then. The other
yeah,
one, you're just an idiot.
I'm just an idiot for the other one for sure. Although I've heard some people say that they've left their direct power servos in and like over like at least a couple hours or whatever, and it hasn't burned out the servo. But
Okay, fine. I've done it too. I'm
I don't
not
know.
going to say you're an idiot. I've done it too.
I'm just saying. I'm just
But
saying.
I killed my battery over my servo.
Yeah, I guess that's that. I'm still using that battery to this day. So it was one or the other, and it was the servo that went. Which that's a more expensive. The battery's a little less expensive to replace than the servo.
And wife dropping the buggy brigade for sure.
Yep, that's what it
Double
was.
B's.
For sure, that's what it was. It's fun to watch those things go. I think that's actually honestly another reason that I was liking the C3 so much is because the C3 is just so gosh dang heavy that it just sticks to stuff. Like when it's all
Yeah.
sandy out, it doesn't. When you got a 10-pound rig, it'll just stick.
Well, it sticks. It actually, makes your tires conform instead of us that are just basically, you know, drifting over everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a bit of a bummer. I was hoping to get more hardline practice, especially with all those guys that were down there they take hard lines pretty seriously. But it was fun to watch what they were hitting, and I just enjoyed watching and everyone else kind of do the hard stuff. And I'll get my time. It looked like someone had a picture of Little Moab where it was not covered in snow. So I guess, well, now it's snowing out there again. So it's probably going to be covered in snow this week, but it was clear. So we're getting close to comp practice season. I remember
Close.
last year at the start of the year, we were doing that almost every weekend. We were going out to Little Moab and just setting up practice gates. I'm hoping to do that again because I definitely have a lot of tuning and dialing to be doing.
Yeah,
You getting a
I
little
got a
hungry? You get a little snacky?
yeah, I kind of skipped a little dinner, had some earlier before, so I'm just eating. Man, Kirkland peanuts, they're the best.
Just a light salt, you know?
These ones are the really the super big ones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotta love my nuts.
I normally have a bag of nuts sitting on my desk. I could join you, but I don't have any right
So
now.
what you're doing is you're jealous, is what you're doing.
I am a little jealous, yeah. Yeah. I'm getting a little snacky. Had a light dinner.
So Scumbag RC, killed a battery overnight. Have never killed the next two. That's because you treat your servos.
Also, probably because your battery was like at 3.8 at the start of the whole thing,
Yeah,
so it only
yeah.
had like a very small
And
voltage,
also, I
small
feel
amount
like I
before it was
feel like
nominally
Scumbag RC like tucks his servos in with like a little pillow and a blanket.
every
You know,
single
just
night.
like thanks guys, you look so beautiful. I love the whole Shift RC family. He's gonna kill us.
He does like his shift servos.
Uh, we got Ryan. The rocks are clear. The road is a sloppy mess for Little Moab. Yeah, it's been snowing and raining enough that I bet that road is nar.
I'm okay with a sloppy mess. That's fine. I can relate to it, you know? I can really relate to that sloppy mess.
Uh, 79 SRB. We had some snow in southern Illinois this morning. Got the blizzard out and had some fun.
Nice. See, that's why I
Yep.
want to print the ski ride. There's so
Yeah.
much snow. We need snowmobiles. We need a snowmobile, like a whole snowmobile crew. Yeah.
Start printing away. You can print me one.
God damn it. I just signed myself up for printing
Good.
5
I'm
snowmobiles.
glad you're having a good time, Scumbag RC. I always do try to make you laugh. Every time we see him now, we just have to do little lullabies.
I straight up though, I'm hooked on that idea. It's gonna be the snowmobile gang. I wonder how quickly I could make that happen.
The snowmobile gang, or the buggy brigade, the snowmobile gang. Like, what else are you gonna have?
And the snowmobile gang. But it's just such a good one. We could all be hitting up. We could even do Little Cottonwood Canyon. We could do a normal trail. Just put on the snow boots, and rip the freaking.
More like the snowshoes.
I did living room today. You didn't need snowshoes for living room. That was totally fine.
Did you just go by yourself?
Yeah, I just went up by myself. I did top of immigration 2 weeks 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago or last week? 2 weeks ago, I think.
Would you take the Bronco or what?
Today I actually didn't take a truck. I took my dog. Well, my roommate's dog. But yeah.
Oh.
Because I didn't know how bad the snow was going to be. And I felt it was more of like a guilt walk for the dog because I knew that the dog wanted to go outside. And so I didn't want to like take it. Normally I wouldn't care. I'd just take an RC truck, but I didn't want to take an RC truck and then like be hindering the dog walking portion of it. So, cause I felt bad. And so I just did the dog walk part of it, but you could totally take trucks up there. Maybe not to the very top. Probably could go to the very top of the living room.
Are you talking about the very top of the living room, or are you talking about the front door where we usually go?
No, the actual top of the living room. That's where I went,
Okay.
at least. Yeah. You can make it. You can make it up there. The drifts and stuff get a little bit deeper up towards the top, but it's not too bad. But it's all packed down and stuff in the lower section. Like up to the front door would not even be a thought. It'd be super easy to get to that point. Yeah.
The only thing about that front door is there's that treacherous little hillside that you slide, you're going for a while.
Yeah, there was. I got to the point right below, and no one that isn't local is gonna get this reference, but that point right below the actual like bench spot, and for some reason I took the face instead of like the kind of safer route. And so all of a sudden I'm like kind of like crawling on all fours up this like really snowy, like rocky embankment that like, and I look behind me and it's just like a 500-foot drop. It's like, yeah, this probably wasn't the smartest hike choice. But you know, it was enjoyable nonetheless, and I didn't die, so it's totally fine. And I just took a different route on the way down. I took the safer route on the way down. Everything's fine as long as you're going up. It's only when you're going down that things get sketchy. Still trying to go join the Cap gang? Yes.
I'll always take your money. Give me it all.
I I don't know. Well, I guess it's the axles. I was gonna say I have a capper body for you there, Jalopy, but I don't have the most important part of the Capra, which is the axles.
All right. Well, now you have to buy your good buddy West Desert Wheelers part so you can make that.
Yes, yes. The do it a linked Capra,
3 link.
3 linked Capra with the chassis mounted servo. That would be a good time. I haven't actually really gotten any drive time on anyone else's 3 linked Capra, so I did maybe 2 minutes of driving on Logan's when he was first showing me that part, but he's actually got a new part coming out soon that I'm pretty stoked for. So
Yep. I saw that one.
I'm
I
pretty
think it'll be worth it for sure.
yeah, that one's definitely going to be worth it. A little bit less niche than the 3 link Capra part, but yeah, I'm excited for that one. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, that was an hour.
wow.
We
That went
didn't
by.
really we didn't really talk about that much. We just blabbered. We just talked about the
We're a
Sand
bunch of
Hollow.
blabberers sometimes, ladies and gentlemen.
Just talked about the Sand Hollow trip a little bit. Really, nothing in particular about it. Trying to think. I feel like there was so much more. I was going to talk about the. I'm going to talk about the XC1. Just going to talk about. And we can save that for another day, though. We don't need to talk about that tonight. We'll let everyone get to bed early so that they can wake up and start their long week of sadness with without a
Another long.
long weekend.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. As long as the stars align with Alec, also, we will be on at noon next Sunday.
Woo-wee! It's gonna be exciting to be back to our normal time.
Yep. We've been changing these times lately for mostly me.
Yeah.
I've been having to work during the days, so I'm not really around at noon, and he doesn't let me jump on my phone and do it from the ski resort, which I'm so down to
Oh,
do.
well, you
I
haven't
can't
even
wait.
asked to do that. Let's do that. That
All
would be
right, let's do
interesting.
it. I'm going to do it
On a
on the lift
chairlift.
here while riding. I am going to be sitting there riding.
It's
and
like
be
that.
What's up?
It's like I can't even remember what that's from. Like some viral video where the guy is he's in his Zoom meeting and he just has a green screen behind him, like strapped to him like a backpack that goes like up behind him, and he's like on his like motocross, like on on his bike, and he's like hitting all these gnarly jumps and shit, and he's just got like, as far as anyone else can tell, it's just like an office behind him, but he's like
No, I've seen that. I've seen that. Many times since it doesn't matter anymore, and I'm not a manager up at this resort. I have taken my conference calls and meetings
just been
on the lift chair
been
or while riding on mute. And they'll call my name, and I'll have to slow down and like
stop
catch
real
my
quick.
breath real quick, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, the numbers are looking great on the restaurant this week.
Yeah, everything's looking
By the way, the
perfect.
powder out here in the trees are awesome." So I think I was one of the few guys that I always walked into our meetings and I was covered in snow from riding, and they all looked at me like, "Oh, having fun, are you?"
It's
Well,
like,
duh.
yeah, we're at a ski resort, so yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I decided to have a soul.
Yeah, yeah. But no,
Oh man.
well,
So we have the wife. Nice to see so many people in the chat tonight.
yeah.
And then this guy wins right here. 79 SRB.
Might be
Might be
blabbing,
blabbing,
but it's RC.
but it's RC blabbing.
Yes.
I feel like that should be a new motto for us.
Yes.
We might be blabbing your ear off, but it's RC
It's at
blabbing.
least RC blabbing. Before we go, there's a couple things that I wanted to touch on. One, have you seen? We're not in selling season for Axial Fest or Proline by the Fire tickets, right? We can't purchase those yet.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so those are marked on the calendar, but we can't get tickets for them yet. I would like to do both. I'd like to do Proline and Axial Fest. I know it's going to be hard for a lot of people to make both. And
So
a lot of people are
this,
favoring axial or favoring Proline, which is totally reasonable. I just have
yeah,
enough. I have enough axial rigs at this point. It's worth going to
the only thing
Axial
about
Fest for me.
Axial Fest that I'm still not sold on is just this new place they went to. Everyone says it's just not a lot of crawling,
Yeah,
not a
it's
lot of
Donner,
rock.
right? Is that what it is? Like,
No, it's not Donner. It's Donner was the good place. This is Rob's Resort.
oh yes, Rob's Resort.
I know a lot of the local guys and a couple people from our local hobby shop. They're going to the East Coast one, and
The
I've
East
heard
Coast
that's
Axial
actually.
Fest.
Yep.
I'd love to, but that's just man, that's tough to make it over there
Yeah.
with all
I'm
your
gonna
rigs
have
and
to
everything. Like, it's one thing to
with
just fly over to the East Coast. Another thing to try to fly over there with like a suitcase full of RC trucks. I guess you could.
yeah. Well, we would have to pick and choose is the difference.
That's fine. I could take like 2 or 3 rigs,
I liked how he said two or three.
3 or 4.
Um, well, Alec always packs a lot tighter than I do, so he could probably fit five. But no, Pro Line by the Fire is going to happen for me. I really want to happen. I'm going to have to tell my boss that I'm just not going to be available, even though it's during the time that I'm not supposed to ask off for vacation. But
Whoopsies.
yeah, it's just going to have to happen anyways.
Yeah.
Uh, but Axial Fest, that's definitely a maybe. I know one of them happens during one of my months that I have kind of off. I think both of them don't they happen in June or July?
Let me look. Please hold. I'm finding the little picture they posted.
The little picture.
The little picture they posted.
Oh, the darling little picture we found.
Wow, they've posted a lot of pictures since posting that picture. I'm scrolling. I'm still
Scroll it
I'm
fast,
still
son.
scrolling. I'm still scrolling. Jesus Christ. Oh. Oh, almost. Nope. We're almost there. They're hyping up Axial Fest here. Oh. Oh. What the
It's
Okay,
on the
nope.
horizon
I am
one.
way too far.
It's on the horizon one.
The Axial Fest? Why would
Yeah,
it be on Axial?
because Horizon owns Axial.
I know, but if it's called Axial Fest, you would
Well,
think
the
they
reason
would
why is
post it
yeah, but
because it's all
Proline
of the
too.
Horizon.
Yeah, and then it's Proline that does the other one,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Don't listen to Mike.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This up with this guy. Okay, so yeah, the Rob's Resort is July 19th through the 22nd. The East Coast, so there's Badlands, which is at the is it Badlands Off Road Park? Is that where it is?
Yep.
But that's June 21st through the 24th. I might be able to. I might be able to do something like that. We'll see. That one's a hard maybe from me.
That one's a hard maybe, and it's a really hard maybe because my wife's also listening to me right as we speak. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, honey. Um,
Uh,
but no, I don't think I'm traveling to the East Coast this year for sure. That would be a cool one. I've heard the terrain is really cool out there. But Proline by the Fire for sure. I
for
think
sure.
I'm going to leave myself to all the other local fun trips that we always like going to,
Yeah.
like Descent to Darkness with the 801 boys, one of the greatest ones where there's hundreds of us all out there with a bunch of lights on the rocks. Um, Altitude Sickness, definitely going to be fun. I actually think Altitude Sickness might be in August, which
It is. Yep.
makes it so I probably can't go.
And then Descent into Darkness is in September. Oh no, they planned around Proline. Perfect. Are they planning around Axial Fest too? They are.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
yep. They do
Beautiful.
those things because they like to go to them too.
Yeah. I'll probably Mike and Zinger. I'll see you there. Nice. So the next 801 event is February 18th, the Dugway Derby out of White Rocks. That's a good one.
Yep.
I liked the White Rocks location. I'll probably be hitting that up.
I'm
Hopefully the weather
definitely.
holds for us. Hopefully it's not
Hopefully the
totally
weather
snowed
holds.
out to get up there.
I'm gonna try. Actually, I get one weekend off a month, so I'm gonna try to make that one happen.
Nice. Very
And
nice.
then
Yeah.
the month after that, that's when
Paddlepalooza.
our comp series starts.
Yes, and I just saw um, Logan just posted in the Northern Slut Crawlers versus Southern Crawlers group. He just posted for Saturday, March 4th, the first round in Hurricane, Utah. Yeah, so Saturday, March 4th at 9 a.m., first round of the North versus South.
Does it say location yet?
It says Hurricane, so I'm guessing Babylon?
Could be.
Let's see. He's probably posted a Hurricane, Utah, Desert, Red Rock, same location as last year's first South event. I don't know where the first South event is, but it says
Oh,
that's got to
that's
be.
not Babylon.
No? Where is it?
It says a spot that you've never been to.
Is it Area 51?
I think it might be. That's the Air 51. I've been there once. It's literally out in the middle of nowhere. Like it's out in the middle of a field.
The pin that Logan has on Facebook is currently leading me somewhere off the coast of New Guinea. The Gulf of Guinea. A very small island in the Gulf of Guinea.
That's awesome.
Called... I don't even know what the island's called. It's... like, hold on. I gotta show you this. This is ridiculous.
Can you share your screen? I gotta see it.
I can't share the screen on here. I gotta do this first.
No, you can find. I can just watch it.
We gotta. I'll do the screen sherry. I just gotta do a few things first. So this first. This is where Logan's leading us, and then I can share it on this end too. There you go, bud. So here's the island. It doesn't have anything on it, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's got one figure 8 road. And then if you zoom out, you just keep zooming out. Here we are. Here's the Gulf of Guinea. Here's the Congo. So yeah, we're the closest. What you might
be Area 51.
Yeah, for if you're considering this, the closest country is São João dos Anjolares, Pico de San Tome.
He's really stepping it up for.
Yeah, that's gonna be an expensive round to get to, man. That's gonna take some gas money to get over there. Thank you, Logan.
Support there?
Always appreciate the very specific pins, though. You know, really shows us, really tells us exactly where to go. Yeah, really, really good stuff there. Dear Lord. But it says area is accessible by maintained gravel roads, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Usually, there's not gravel roads in the middle of the ocean.
It's like, where are you going with this? Yeah, there's some really. I mean, like, maybe it's just like a, Little Mermaid under the sea.
Maybe he means by bush plane, by by maintained gravel road. The figure 8 is actually where the bush plane lands, on the very nicely maintained gravel road.
And then actually, it's Everglades that we're gonna be.
It's not Area 51, middle of nowhere. Yeah, you're telling us, scumbag, middle of nowhere. That's about as middle of nowhere as it gets right there.
Jed,
I'm sure we'll get.
Better be some sick lines on the island. And my wife goes, East Coast doesn't seem too far now. Honey,
what's that?
If you're okay, yeah, instead of New Guinea, can I go to the East Coast?
What was that festival? Fire Fest. Wasn't that what it was called? Fire Festival, where they invited all those rich people out to the island and it was like supposed to be this big music festival. And then when all the rich people got out there, they realized that it was just like FEMA tents. Like it was like FEMA tents and like crackers is what they were going to live off of. And every single artist had canceled. Oh, it was such a good, it's a whole big, like
Oh,
there's a
it's
whole documentary on Netflix about it. I think it's called
yeah.
Firefest.
I
That's
I
what this
remember
is.
something.
This Logan, are you trying to Fire Festival us here? Is this Firefest 2023? We're gonna go out. I could be stuck on an island for a week with no food and FEMA tents. That's all we got. At least we have our RC crawlers.
At least, but no lipo chargers.
there's not a single outlet on the entire island. No one brought a generator. We just fucked.
No generators, no solar panels. We're all just sitting there with one battery. Like, so you gonna use your battery, bro, now or later?
I'm sure we'll get an update as to where exactly that is with a corrected pin. There's already 5 people going. 2 interested. I'm sure, and it's only been up for a few minutes, so I'm sure it's gonna be a kick-ass first event, and I'm thinking this season's gonna be even more intense and even more crowded than last season. So hopefully we can figure out the judging and everything. We can really try to get our course setting down so that our lines aren't too bad. But yeah, what are you
It's
gonna
all
do?
about having help. Anyone that hears this out there that's gonna come help. Come
Right,
learn how to judge and help us out, whatever you can. The
right.
smallest things count.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
okay.
I think that's about it, man.
Well,
I think I'm tired. I
resign
need to
for
go
the
to
evening.
bed because I
Yeah.
gotta wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh God. Yeah. Fuck that, man.
Yeah,
I can
but
barely
the
do
other thing is,
6:30.
yeah, but there's a difference, man. You work till 5. I work till 2.
That's true. Well, and I think, we were talking about me getting sick a lot at the beginning of this. I think the biggest thing is sleep. I was thinking about it, and I've been taking care of myself health-wise. Like, I've been working out. I've been eating all right. I've been actually feeding myself decently and cooking real meals.
What? You haven't been on your ramen diet
It
yet?
hasn't been ramen. It's been real food. It hasn't been fast food either. It's been like real home cooked meals. But the biggest thing I think is that to get all of this shit done, I've been staying up until all hours of the evening. When you're trying to work a full-time job, work freelance on the side of your full-time job, have this ridiculous hobby that takes up like a bajillion hours, go climbing and work out like at least 5 times a week, cook real meals for yourself, do all that sort of
Have this doofus bug
how
you
do you
once a week.
how do you do all that stuff and not be going to bed at 1 in the morning? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like that's the only way that I accomplish everything that I need to, or that I'm trying to, is by staying up until all hours of the evening. So I think that's my biggest thing. That's what I need to work on. I need to work on getting more sleep. But that just means I'm gonna have to, I don't know, be more time efficient because I don't know how I'm gonna fit everything else in.
I say we put in for the 28-hour day.
Seriously, I do need a 28-hour day. That would be great. 32 would be even
Extra
better.
4 hours. Yeah,
But four,
dude,
just
why don't we just put it at 36?
yeah, really, that's what
36-hour day.
36,
We'd be fine.
an extra 12 hours to sleep and then 24 hours to get shit done. That'd be good. That'd be good. That'd be exactly what I need.
All right, everybody, we're changing the world. All right, so are we ready?
Okay, let's see. So
stretch?
here's the thing. I don't know why that happened last time where it cut us off. So I'm trying to
Don't
see.
do it this time.
Well,
You gotta.
I don't really know. I think the way that I gotta do it is that we gotta do our thing, and then I gotta hit the end stream button after we do our thing, so that it does
when
the
you're
thing.
like, when you're doing your thing and you get close to your button.
Well,
you
yeah,
hit
but that's what I tried to do last time, and it cut us off.
Okay.
No.
Well, then we'll do it for
We're
a
gonna
second.
try it. We're gonna give it a go. We're gonna see what happens. thank you all for joining us. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Go ahead and leave a like on this live stream while you're here. We appreciate you for joining us live. It was kind of a relaxed one. We didn't have a whole lot of like questions or anything. We handled some questions about the 3D printing, but if you have any questions that you didn't get answered during the live stream, go ahead and shoot a no way, because T's saying that he knows someone that went to Firefest. That is hilarious. I definitely need to hear that story because I don't know anyone who's personally gone. But yeah, if you have any questions of anything that didn't get answered on the stream, drop it in the Gmail, highnoonhobby@gmail.com, or we will be back here live again next Sunday. Like Mike said, probably at 12 o'clock at our regular time. Whoa, it's going to be
Should
weird
happen.
to be back at the middle of the day. But we'll be probably a little more spunky then, I think, because we'll have a little more
Yep.
midday energy, you know?
Long as it doesn't snow like a foot up in the mountains, I will be. If it's
If it
above 12 inches, I might be calling from the mountains like we talked about.
well, I need to get up skiing as well, so maybe we do a
We might
from the mountain high
on
noon
the
live
break.
stream. yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the lodge, go get some cheese fries, set up put the phone on the salt and pepper shakers, just lean it on the salt and pepper shakers. We'll just eat some cheese fries and down some beer while we chat with everyone. While we nerd it up. I like it. All right, we're gonna try it. Let's see if we can do this. I'm putting my button in the right place. The button's in the right place. Okay, we're gonna get the microphone safely out of the way. Appreciate all of you for being here with us.
Make sure I make my mustache beautiful.
Beautiful. Got it.
Bye, everybody.
Curl it
And
up a
here
little
we
bit.
go.
Okay. All right.
Here comes my fish.
Skilly-doo. 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 Skilly-doo.